Yeah.
God damn!
Okay.
Man, I want you to think like it doesn't have to be long and hard. Pause, but just think who your Mount Rushmore is when it comes to mullets. What would your Mount Rushmore of mullets consist of? Who would it consist of?
What are we talking? Top three?
Well, there's four in the Mount Rushmore.
That's true. Okay. Well, there you go, Steve. I wasn't reading my history books, but um, real quick. I mean, it's going to be a lot of wrestlers, Steve. I'm just going to be honest with you.
Nice.
Uh, Sid Vicious has to be up there.
Nasty.
Rick Rude. I believe his long hair phase, I would call a mullet.
80s Rick Rude for sure,
Yeah.
for sure.
Then we're gonna go to. Does Mr. Perfect count? Is that a mullet?
That is a curly mullet.
Yeah. So we got to go there. That's three, and that's all in wrestling. So the fourth one, you're testing my knowledge, Steve. So that really the one that's coming to mind easily is Sean William Scott's character in Old School when Will Ferrell shoots himself in the neck.
Oh wow, that's not even an authentic mullet. I wasn't expecting that.
No, I can't think of like hockey players. I could say one and assume that they have one, like Yami or Yager. Pretty sure had a.
That's the most prolific of all of hockey ever.
And actually, now I'm thinking of it just to pull it back into the '90s. Andre Agassi.
Oh, that's my Mount Rushmore.
Yeah, sorry, you gotta have him on there.
Because I got Agassi. I have Uncle Jesse seasons 1 through basically up until the 90s. And then I got to have MacGyver.
I mean, Steve, sometimes yeah.
In my fourth, and this is because of the man it's attached to, how prolific he is, Larry Bird in the 80s.
Ooh. Does Chuck Norris count, Steve? Because I feel like I'm seeing it, and I feel like I'm seeing a mullet.
He definitely had a mullet in the 80s for sure.
Okay. So shout out. I mean, 90s, that's when mullets were really coming into their own. They were being accepted. I mean, damn near 60% of WWE at the time probably had a mullet from in like the early 90s or 80s, especially. So
shout out to HBK.
Hell yeah. We keep saying them. I mean, we could, now that we just keep opening our minds up to it, I could think of a few others, but I think we've covered, let's make a couple Mount Rushmores of mullets, one for the East Coast, one for the West. But I think we've covered it, Steve. And yeah, I just tend to go immediately to Sid Vicious because it's just it's a signature look.
Yeah. You just can't duplicate that drip.
No, I mean, that's white. That's pretty much as close as it gets to a white Jerry curl. So shout out to Sid Vicious getting a white perm that my mom used to get in the 90s. Shout out.
This is Steve G and Mad G with Happened in the 90s, a show where we talk about what happened in the 90s. So get out your Hanging with the Homeboys tapes while you're hanging with Mr. Cooper, because you can't see me like the Muppet Babies' grandma.
Damn! Exclamation point. Damn, son.
Yeah. Well, today, my friend, we're talking all things April 9th in the 90s. Yeah, book 'em, boys. Starting off in 1990, MacGyver is airing season 5, episode 19, Hearts of Steel. Disgruntled steel mill workers kidnap the daughter of the industrialist who put them out of work. You wanted some MacGyver, Matt. You've been asking for weeks,
Steve. And the only complaint I have, Steve, not enough MacGyvering in this. It's a lot of straight up like, oh, there's a button to push. No paperclip gum, throw a water bottle in the situation, make a rocket launcher or something. I didn't get that. But this is some good MacGyvering, Steve. And we get a nice little 90s collaboration with Blossom in the mix.
In my opinion, Nation, it's a solid episode.
Damn, you stole it. I love that, Steve. Shout out. Yeah, and apparently Blossom's coming back for a second appearance on MacGyver. This is a return of her character, which I guess had some instance in Sweden. If they keep mentioning, never saw that one, but love this episode, Steve.
And we start the episode off with MacGyver. I guess he's packing his bags to play ice hockey. And
What can't MacGyver do, Steve? This guy's a center in hockey too.
I mean, with that mullet, how could you not?
Can I also point out that I love MacGyver leans into the 90s trope of tough 90s guy living on a boat, just like Riggs.
Just like Captain Ron.
Boom, Steve. Thank you for that, too. I know you don't like the movie too much, but I appreciate that.
And that was real brief. And then we cut to the mall. And we see a young Mayim Alec with her buddy, with her homegirl, and they go into a music store. They start dancing, lip singing, just feeling themselves. And they leave from there and go to another store. And as they head to that store, we see that these grown ass men are tailing them.
And not like trying to hide it either. Like anybody that's paying half of attention would be like, hey, what's going on here?
Yeah.
Hey, little girls, do you know these guys? It's weird. And it's not like danger. I don't know. It looks very Epstein to bring it to current, Steve. These guys look like they're on the hunt. And they are. And then Mayim Bialik and her friend go into a just
clothing?
like a TJ Maxx type situation. They're looking at weird leather fringe jackets because Mayim Bialik's character just has a hard on for fringe because that's a thing. And they're having a good old time, Steve. I'd like to also point out these girls having a 90s great time in a mall. This was the 90s, man. Just walk around the mall and fuck around, make some noise, piss some adults off. It's great.
I appreciated this, yeah, for that exact reason. It reminded me of a time when going to the mall, like that was an event within itself. You lined up your weekend around going to the mall, even if you weren't buying anything. You never know who you're going to run into. You never knew what was just released, what just came out, so you can maybe window shop for another day.
Oh yeah, go in the video game store, play a couple of video games, check out some toys if you're younger, check out some honeys if you're older. Shit, I wasn't handsome, but I knew some guys that I used to hang out, go to the mall with. They pull some chicks. Never happened to me, but I saw it happen. So the possibilities were endless, Steve. You can get a bite to eat. You could see a movie. Look at some hotties. Maybe buy a Ninja Turtle toy. Fuck it.
Play some NBA Jam. And while they're in this clothing store, they switch coats, which is relevant to the story. So they leave, and the goons, they make their move, and they carry off Mayim Bialik, or Lisa as she's called, and her friend Greta.
I think it's Ingrid. I think Greta's the mom.
Yeah, Ingrid, her Lisa and Ingrid, they get taken away into the parking garage, but we don't see George and Jerry and Elaine and Kramer. We just see Lisa being thrown into a janitor closet and her friend being taken away.
Not a soul around or says anything. You run through a mall with two kids yelling, get into a parking garage in a mall, and shame on the adults in this situation. But yeah, Mayim Bialik, luckily for her, she just gets thrown into a freaking closet, Steve.
Since it's the early 90s, maybe people weren't wizened up as far as like looking or spotting the rape van. Maybe it wasn't a publicly known thing. But yeah, anytime you see a rape van now, especially if a little girl's being thrown into it, yeah, there were several red flags crossed.
I mean, yeah, and let's not forget, there's just two little girls getting carried around like luggage who are like, help us. I mean, you gotta say something, guy at the Orange Julius, please. Can I get an employee at least? I don't care about the parents, but it's the 90s, Steve, so we're here.
Yeah, they went to the most vacant part of the parking garage.
They went to
But
Southwick now, apparently.
yeah, basically, yeah. And we cut to a nice house, and there's like this shrewd businessman at his desk talking, hey, stocks, bonds, Dow Jones, Nasdaq. Blah, blah,
I
blah,
don't
blah.
care about the workers.
Yeah, and all of a sudden he receives a package that has Lisa's purple coat in it with a message. Get
And
your
it's,
daughter.
yeah, we got her. Don't call the cops, bitch.
He does one better. Instead of calling the cops, he calls MacGyver.
Loophole. He's like, even if the guys say something, he's like, hey, man, this is MacGyver. This isn't a cop. He doesn't have
Yeah.
a badge. I didn't break any rules here, guys.
Exactly.
He's just a hockey player. So, yeah, MacGyver's like, Mr. Woodman, I was going to go hit a couple of slap shots, but guess I'm on a plane over to you now. Because MacGyver's on call, Steve. If somebody's in danger, he's like freaking Superman. He's just going to fly across the country, help this dude out real quick.
Yeah, that red phone's not too far away from Mr. MacGyver. And he tells MacGyver, I need your help, man. Like, do what you got to do. Lisa's been kidnapped. And he tells his assistant, sell all the stocks in my portfolio. I need all the money I can get.
But, sir,
I hated that guy. He's
yeah,
dweebish.
the little underling scumbag. Yeah, he's not fun. But later at the mansion, at Mr. Woodman's mansion, that's his actual government name, Steve. MacGyver shows up. I don't know if he had a private jet, but he's here. And he saved this girl one time. So that's why Woodman called him. He's like, look, man, I know you can locate her. We didn't even leave the country this time.
Yeah.
And MacGyver's like, well, did you call the police? And he's like, no, they said not to. He's like, you got to call the cops. You have to. So MacGyver, he's at least savvy to that point. So then we cut to the mall, and the mall security guy.
It's the janitor.
Yeah, it's not even the security guy. The janitor comes in for the night clean, and he's like, he opens the door. He's like, God damn it, Jerry, did you do it again? He doesn't say that, but he finds Blossom. So now Blossom's found. She's not kidnapped. And cut back to the mansion, and MacGyver and the cops are setting up like this little 90s phone trace machine, which I love.
Whitepages.com.
I mean, it is the most basic of it. It looks like a calculator, to be honest with you. I think that's what they used. Because all it does is put a phone number on there, Steve. So it could have been a calculator. But this is testing the limits of 90s technology, Steve. MacGyver has actually brought some technology in here that I don't think the cops had. I think he's smarting them up to this. So, I mean, it's MacGyver.
And surprisingly, Lisa, she shows up. She returns home. And Mr. Woodman, he's glad to see her. It's like, but it wasn't me. Like, they actually stole, what the hell was her name? Ingrid.
Ingrid.
Yeah, they stole Ingrid.
They stole the little girl, Steve.
Yeah, that's why they called her, because it's like, no, I keep forgetting her name. She's irrelevant. But Ingrid, they took her. So now the maid, who's Greta is her mom, and now she's sad. She went from being sad to elated and back to sad.
First, I thought Woodman was banging the maid. I was like, you dog, you.
Yeah, that's what they did.
Schwarzenegger on her. Also, shout out to the mall security guard or whoever drops Blossom off at the house, because they don't even come in. They're just like, yeah, just don't say anything. Don't tell your dad about me. You know,
right? I had nothing to do with this.
You.
And she took some notes from MacGyver, because she's like, hey, they left fingerprints on our sunglasses.
She's a little genius, honestly. She's a little MacGyver. Osmosis and MacGyver skills, and she's telling a Lieutenant Rome, who's a cop that's involved now. I don't know if he's a regular, but it seems like they know each other. And Lieutenant Rome's like, damn, okay, little girl, so what else you got? And she basically is like, I got she got the plates, and she's got a pretty decent description of the perp, Steve, that she saw. You know, Mr. Kidnap.
For a person who covered her face for like 3 minutes into that janitorial closet, man, she's got the memory of an elephant. But they get a phone call from the kidnappers,
Oh,
and
one other detail, Steve, is just hilarious with the evidence. She says all that, and they're like, "Oh, damn, this is great." And she's like, "Oh, damn, I forgot. The guy left a fingerprint smudge right on my sunglasses." So she has physical evidence too, Steve. This
yeah,
chick is a Batman. Blossom man, whatever. I don't know. Eh,
and the kidnappers call, and the head of the nappers, he's requesting $3 million in cash. Woodman.
I need $3 million. I like the voice modulator he has. And MacGyver starts the trace, which is just hitting a button, and it just sort of circulates some numbers. But the guy hangs up too fast to
In-
trace it. But here's this is just the note that poke holes in MacGyver. Shame on me. They have a trace machine, right? It throws the phone number up before the guy hangs up. Then he hangs up, and MacGyver's like, can't trace it. I'm like, you got the fucking full phone number, bro. Just where'd the number come? Can you call the cops and ask them to tell you where that address is? I know it won't come up on your little calculator machine, but I don't know. Steve. It just didn't make a lot of sense.
And he also told Whitman to meet him at the flagpole, leave the money at the flagpole at the observation part. So don't do anything to Lisa. Just don't do anything. I'll get you as much money as you need. And at the same time, they realize that they don't even have the right girl. Woodman, it's either Woodman or MacGyver. They say like, yeah, don't let them know because they think they have Lisa.
Yeah. And now that Woodman, the cynical rich asshole, realizes his daughter's not in danger, when he hangs the phone up, Lisa's like, "You're gonna pay the $3 million, right?" And Woodman goes from "I'll do anything" to "Sorry, I can't do that. I gotta leave this up to the cops. I can't pay that much money, girl."
Yeah, I'm broke all of a sudden, and he tells Greta about her like, look, the police know how to handle this sort of thing, you
Sorry
know.
about your daughter.
Yeah, she cusses her dad out. I hate you. I hate you.
I
How do
hate
you?
I hate you too.
Yeah.
I hate you.
Then she just runs off. But MacGyver, he's on it, regardless if it's Lisa or Ingrid. And Mac's working on a composite pic of the nappers, and he's telling her at the same time, your dad's not a bad guy. No, he is. All he cares about is his money. TCB.
But she's working on this composite sketch, giving away this like pretty decent description. And MacGyver's running her through the simple Mac program that they have to just sort of it's the basic create a character in a video game now, Steve, is what they've done. But she gets to where she's like, that's the guy. And when I saw the picture, I was like, did Jay Moore kidnap Ingrid?
Wow. And the nappers, back to them, they convene with the girl tied up. And the head of the boss, whatever you want to call him, he looks like Jackie Gleason. If
Yeah.
you It's like he could be his son, like Jackie Gleason melded with Stacy Keach.
Who's the guy that plays Tony Montana's first boss? Mel. Or no, that's the cop. Tony. You know who I'm talking about. Is it
You're not talking
Loja?
about Robert Loggia,
Yeah,
right?
it's Loja. He kind of looks like
Loge dog.
Loja, honestly. A little weight on him. But they're set up in like this old warehouse looking place. And he gets there and he sees the chick that they kidnapped. And he's like, hold on, guys, let's reconvene outside real quick. And they like step out of this whatever room that they're in. And he's like, you fucking kidnapped the wrong chick, man.
Yeah. It's typical like 90s flunky. Like the 90s flunky has to be an idiot. Oh, boss, I don't know. She had on a purple coat, boss.
They didn't tell him you didn't have one photo of this chick that you could show these two bugle boy dudes.
Yeah.
They're just like surfer guys, but yeah, they don't got the right thing, but now Robert Loggia's like, we can use her as bait.
Yeah. Well, what did you do with the other one? Oh, we locked her up in the janitor closet at the mall. Hey.
Ay, madrón.
Hmm?
So yeah, so these guys, they're not really set up for success at this point, but they're, they're working with what they got. They got a girl, so they got to make the most of that. And so now we come back to the Woodman's house, and the cops are getting him, like, Woodman, ready. He's not going to pay the money, but he's going to do the meetup to, meet with the guys and try to get Ingrid back. And they leave a couple of officers to watch Lisa while he goes and does this, and she's with, like, Greta the maid, and they just go to, like, do this thing in the park, and MacGyver and the cops are watching from, like, a distance, and no kidnappers, Steve.
Yeah.
They didn't even show.
He did leave a note though for Mr. Woodman, and it has his name on it, and it just says observatory. Now, cut to MacGyver, he actually finds Ingrid, and Ingrid says, like, they wanted me to tell you that they have leverage. And Mac, he realizes that they're heading for Lisa. That's how his mind works. Immediately, he makes a phone call. He calls the house, and no one answers. So they make it to the house, and the bodyguard, he's laid out. They punched him out. Greta, she's tied up, and Lisa's nowhere to be found. Whoa!
God damn it, cop that we left. What did you do, man? You telling me the Hardy Boys knocked him out?
I'm sorry, boss. I ain't who. I thought it was the pizza guy.
So yeah, so then they try to get, like, infant from, and I also just got to go back to what MacGyver, like, thought when he heard that. I'd be like, man, what the fuck does that? I would have no idea. I wouldn't rush back to the house. I'd be like, guys, let's, like, have a huddle up here. Like, what does that mean?
Leverage. See, I know that's when they got one up on us, but still, what kind of one up is it?
You mean, like, are we gonna negotiate? So they don't got no. Okay, well, let's go back to the house and kick it at the mansion real quick. Like, we'd get back there, but not
Yeah.
urgently. But they are trying to ask Ingrid what's going on, and MacGyver's guiding her through, like, this meditation hypnosis thing where they're pulling details from her. She didn't really see too much, but she
Yeah,
heard things.
she felt things.
Exactly the steps. The steps
Yeah.
were weird, and that's the kind of stuff MacGyver was going off of. But it's MacGyver, Steve. Let's not pick too many holes in this.
So yeah, they had to go upstairs. It was steep and narrow, and it was rough on her feet. And then Mac, he takes her shoe, looks at the sole, and he picks out a steel shaving. So that's the little that they're working with. But MacGyver, he's built in that case, and
Yeah,
he's like, it could be a scrap yard.
someplace industrial, possibly. That's pretty okay. No, it's probably some like a furniture store. Who knows? But they're downstairs, but all of a sudden a phone goes off, but it's upstairs. And Woodman's like, that's Lisa's private line. So they run upstairs, and it's the kidnappers. And because they have Lisa, obviously they know a different number to call because that other one was traced. Smart. Not as smart as the actual kidnappers they sent, but
Yeah.
this guy's got it. And he's like, look, I got Lisa now. And since you were dicking around, price went up, buddy. $5 million. Need it. Cash.
And I told your ass no police. Now, I had your girl give me her number, and I told you no police.
Oh, she's dead. The Loge is gonna kill this bitch.
One of these days, Woodman, pow, right to the moon.
So then we cut to the warehouse, and it turns out the head kidnapper starts espousing about why he's doing this. Turns out this factory that is one that this Woodman guy shut down because he's a heartless capitalist that doesn't care about the workers. So the kidnapper guys actually used to work at this place, and because he shut it down, um, they're pissed. And he said they're pissed mainly because when he bought the place, he said he was going to keep them on. He said they were going to have jobs; they didn't have to worry about it. And then he cut the rug out from under him. So, um, you know, he's doing this in front of Lisa. And then finally, one of the guys who is with him, like, takes him aside and is like, "Hey, boss, can we step outside?" And he's like, "Hey, man, like, this chick just saw all of our faces and you said all of our names. So, what's the deal here? Are we gonna have to kill this bitch?"
Yeah. And this one goon looks like John Walsh from America's Most Wanted, but
They are very describable, so they do have that problem. One of the main guy has a mustache and is bald, so all you got to do is be like, he looks like the commish, as a '90s reference, and then the other two guys just look like the Hardy Boys. But this guy, we kind of get the feeling that he's not really in it for the money as much as he wants revenge on this Woodman guy. He's really got a hard on for this dude. Pause.
and Woodman doesn't even remember him. So they're trying to like trace his memory, and it sounds like something personal, especially when they meant leverage. Well, what about that warehouse that shut down? I had to have the chairman physically removed, and he was a hothead, but I paid everyone 3 months severance. 3 months. I'd come for your daughter too. Well, never mind. I'd kidnap your daughter. I'd kidnap your daughter too. 3 months severance. Do you know how much you get by on 3 months? 3 months, it'll be here and gone. Especially the older you get. I feel like we
It'll be gone in a month.
Yeah, it'll be gone in a month.
Yeah, a bad month, that's gone for real. So this guy has he has a reason to be pissed off at this dude. He has a righteous anger at this guy, and his what now, and he's trying to pull all the money he has. So while he's telling MacGyver all this stuff about Breland Steel, which is the name of the company he shut down, he's telling his douche assistant, like, liquidate it, sell it. We gotta get this money. And the assistant's now like, I'm just worried that you're losing your position. You're weak now. It's like, shut up, man.
Seriously. And
out there.
I want you to come to the steel mill so that you can see what you destroyed. And now that we're at the steel mill, Mac shows up solo and he drives around to the back. Mac sneaks in and he overhears a conversation with this guy, and his name is Mike Travers. So he's hearing Travers giving orders, and they're talking about murdering this little bitch.
Yeah, he's like, just keep her here. I'm going to take one dude, because obviously the best plan of is to just completely separate and make yourself weaker. So he's like, I'm going to take one guy. We're going to go talk to this dude and take this money and shoot his ass. You keep this little girl back here and just, hang out. We'll be back. And so they kind of like go that way. They're somewhere else. And MacGyver's like sneaking around this warehouse, just looking at stuff. He's got his T2 scanners on, and he's like, oh, okay. There's a little hook. There's a piece of fabric or rope that's just magically here. Let me just go ahead. MacGyver that. He's pulling some factory stuff. He sets up a little thing there, and then he sees a magnet, Steve. And that's going to come into play, because he's going to MacGyver something in this freaking episode, or I'm going to be pissed.
And he sees one of the goons solo, so he creates a diversion. He throws something over the ledge, and the guy looks over long enough for him to just Indiana Jones kick him in the head.
That's fantastic. And that is his MacGyver move, actually. I kind of misdescribed it, but he uses that hook to fly in and do that flying kick. It's very MacGyver. It's very cool.
And he makes it to Blossom, but he needs to get the key out of Buddy's pocket. So while Jackie Gleason Jr. is calling for him, now he comes upstairs and he's able to, I don't know if he's able to get the key yet, but he takes Lisa out of the room. The Mike Travers, he takes her out of the room and heads down to meet her father. So Mac tells him, and he sees the other goon pulling up it looked like I call it the Unk-mobile. Something that my uncle would have drove in the 80s and 90s.
Just a boat. Just a big old heavy ass boat. My buddy's dad had a Pontiac Parisian that is this exact car. It's like a Cutlass Supreme.
A one way road. Hate to see them coming.
Yeah. And this is where that magnet comes in, because that henchman comes in, parks it, and for some reason, Travers, nobody's like reacting to the sound of a giant magnet machine moving, because MacGyver moves it, Crane machines the car and like, hoists it up, and the guy's like, "Oh, what's going on, boss?
Yeah.
What's flying over here?"
And Lisa, now she sees her dad arriving and she runs for her dad, but Travers is right behind her with the tool out.
Freeze, bitch. Travers isn't fucking around, dude. He's about to just straight up cold-blooded execute these people. But MacGyver's obviously, he's coming too, so he's chasing behind him as well. And they're in a standoff. Good old Mexican standoff, Steve. And Travers is kind of like, dude, I just want to kill your ass at this point. You took everything from me. And MacGyver comes in, and instead of using his fists or a giant magnet, you know what he does, Steve? He uses common sense.
He's crafty with those words, just like he is with the technical.
It's all part of the skill set.
Tells him it's not worth it, man. You're going to have to kill all of us. And I know you're not built like that, Travers. Those people want it. Those people don't want blood money. Those workers, they want an honest day's work. So this isn't the way.
Yeah, because that's what Travers says to Woodman. To somebody, maybe everybody. He's like, he's going to give that $5 million of ransom to, I think he said 300 employees that lost their job, or however many people lost their job at this place. So this guy's like Robin Hood, dude, in a way, but also he's about to kill a young girl and her father. So there's a little bit of weirdness in that. But yeah, Travers, he's like, all right, MacGyver, you got me, throws the pistol down. And I got to give him credit, man. He didn't kill a family, but you're going to jail, dude. You got into some hijinks here, so we got to put you away for a while.
Yeah, back of that cop car looking stupid. Take him away, boys.
Just sitting there driving to jail like, fuck, I could have $5 million. Shit.
Now we cut to Lisa and her dad, and he was just like, man, I didn't mean any of that shit. I said the dude anyway. I was just saying that shit. So, but Dad,
he's like, fuck that. I'm not keeping the factory open. I ain't doing that.
Yeah, fuck them kids. But he was like, Lisa's like, Dad, you can't keep doing this. Just telling people bullshit just so you can get what you need and then back out of the deal.
Lisa's like, yes, I can. I'm rich.
I'm rich, little bitch. That too. And she's like, yeah, you got a point. I'm still gonna keep doing that shit though.
Yeah, sure, Lisa. That's just what he does. He never does what he says. He's like, yeah, of course I'm gonna do that. And she checks in like 2 weeks later. He's like, what? She's like, God damn it, Dad. They're still homeless.
We talked about that? Yeah, man.
Kidnapped? Whatever. Hold on. Yeah, sell that company real quick.
Don't sell the company. We got her back. But in 1992, The Simpsons is airing season 3, episode 21, Black Widower. Sideshow Bob gets out of jail and plots to take his revenge on Bart by marrying his Aunt Selma and killing her.
But I mean, Kelsey, Steve, we get a nice Sideshow Bob, and I feel like this is on the Mount Rushmore Sideshow Bob episodes.
Oh, for sure.
We get a lot of good ones, but this is, other than the one that's like the Cape Fear spoof, which I think is like the first one, this is it.
No, that's the second one. I think this is the first time they see Bob after he gets released.
Yeah, okay. Well, this is fantastic. And this is one where I don't completely hate Selma or Patty. And
it's a reference to MacGyver. So this is a MacGyver-themed episode of Happened in the 90s.
Dun, 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 dun. That's it.
And we start off with the family. They're watching a spoof of dinosaurs.
I love that. I like that. I feel like they had a little hatred, you know? They threw a little shade at dinosaurs here. Even Bart's like, it's like they just copied our lives.
Yeah.
That's
They
funny.
they they went meta and they South Parked before South Parked, and now we find out Aunt Selma has a new boyfriend because she didn't want to die alone, so she joined this prison pen pal group.
Yeah.
So, and
She can't find a law abiding man, Steve. She needs one of them roughnecks. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
this is true to life. You got a lot of women out there like that. Now, before they get there, Marge tells them, "Everybody be nice."
Bart can't believe it. He's pissed. Obviously, this guy tried to kill him. You know, he also tried to frame Krusty the Clown, which he doesn't really. That's what he says. Like that's like the thing that pisses him off the most, which I thought was funny because he loves Krusty so much.
Yeah.
So
Well,
he can't believe it. He can't
well,
believe that they're in love with this scumbag.
we haven't gotten to the reveal. We just skipped that. That's important. Because they knock on the door. Selma, we see Selma, and then we're introduced to her new bae, and the kids are shocked to see Psycho Bob.
Ah! But he wooed her via mail, Steve. They had a prior to an online relationship. He just sent her nice letters from jail, and I love that scene where she's reading his letter in the tub, and her gross hairy legs are showing, and she's in such ecstasy she just sinks in and lets the cigarette go out.
She's put money on his books, and Bob, he tells the family up front, like, yeah, Bart, he's responsible for me being in jail because he said I framed Krusty. Gives him the whole rundown. And now they're sitting at the dinner table, and Homer's like, if a little kid snitched on me, I'd put him in prison and I'd stab his ass.
Yeah. I mean, Homer's all about it, Steve. And I got to be honest with you. You know, coming back and seeing the guy that put you in prison, you might throw a couple of hands at least, even if it is a kid. Give him a nice kick in the ass.
Yeah, and we get a recap of what life was like as he spent time in the joint. And he's doing community service on the side of the road, and he sees Krusty living his best life. Krusty drives by in a limo with Big Titty Bitch and his own little Bubbles monkey, and he's seeing these Krusty the Clown collector's cups on the ground that he has to pick up. And then they have a daytime Emmy Award ceremony, and Sideshow Bob actually won.
Yeah.
He won over Suck Up the Vacuum.
And him and Krusty get on in a live argument with each other on air as he's accepting his award too, which I love.
And he's in an overcrowded cell, so there's that. Meanwhile, he's making anti-Bart license plates. I hate you, Bart. Killed Bart. Die, Bart.
Jinx. Yeah, but he's kind of living his best prison life, Steve. You know.
Yeah, they even took it. He took his Emmy. He got it. And they took it away because we can't allow Emmys or Oscars or Tony Awards in here.
Or MTV Awards. I think I saw an MTV Award in there as well. It was just a big bin of awards. There's a lot of award winners in that Springfield jail.
And now Selma, she's making these letters out to him, and she even showed up for the conjugal visits. Selma's giddy. He's a once in a lifetime catch.
Yeah. But Bart's like, I can't believe you're in love with this scumbag. And she's like, well, I guess you can call me Miss Scumbag.
Yeah. And Bob and Selma now, they're singing karaoke. They're spending quality time together. Maybe that's Selma's love language. And he's pumicing her corns, and Selma's in a better mood now.
You're saying that like in such a sinister way, Steve. I love it. Did we say that they got engaged? Because they did. They're engaged.
Yeah, they're engaged, and they're also watching the Krusty Telethon. And the head of the board, who's kind of like a spoof of Frank Sinatra, I guess, he introduces Sideshow Bob, and Krusty's surprised, like, whoa, whoa, whoa. Man, I actually miss you, man. You're better than that jerk I got to replace you. He couldn't hold a slide whistle.
Okay. So now, yeah, I mean, he's getting some. People are not losing their suspicion on this guy. So he also has to plan a wedding. He's going to get married this lady. So they're doing that. Are we seeing the actual room yet? I can't remember that, but we find out through the planning that, and this is a very important detail, Selma has lost her sense of smell through all the cigarettes. She can't smell or taste anything, and that's going to come in very importantly later.
And they're just being romantic at this point. They're having a carriage ride. They're making out, making gushy faces and shit. And then she realizes she's missing MacGyver. So they make a beeline to Patty and Zelma's crib, and they're watching it just like Sideshow Bob's not feeling this.
He's too upscale for this. But Patty and Selma, this is their jam, Steve. Oh my God, I'm missing MacGyver.
That MacGyver's a genius. First of all, he's not a genius. He's an actor. And second, he's not much of an actor. You're lying. You're lying.
Oh, do you want me to say it? Oh, I am lying. It's not complete drivel. It's very Frasier. And because, she's found out this really a deal breaker of a thing, Selma's just she just goes crying into her bedroom, Steve. She can't handle it.
I don't blame her. Like, that's a no-go. If you're not fucking with MacGyver, I can't fuck with you.
What's wrong with you?
Yeah,
that's really my only retort to that. But Sideshow Bobby, beggars can't be choosers, Steve. So he's got to go make amends.
Yeah, because she runs out of the house crying. She like consoles Marge, consoles her like, no, he said things that weren't true. You love me, you love MacGyver. We're a package deal. But Bob, he just can't do it because he's like, man, MacGyver, he's a phony. But Homer steps. He's like, Marge, she has her stupid show. So what do? I go to Moe's Tavern and get snookered. Then I come back to some sweet loving.
That's the recipe, Steve. I think that's a pretty successful recipe for a lot of married men. And Sideshow Bob just has to figure that out, shave those legs, rub those corns, and live in maritable bliss. Maritable. I can't say it. Marital bliss. There you go. So Bob makes up, right? And we get to the wedding. We get to the ceremony and the reception, and it's a hit. And everybody's there, Steve. Even Krusty showed up.
Yeah. With a little joke that he couldn't finish. You hear the one about the guy who takes out a 12-inch pianist? Oh, I can't tell that one.
I'm here for it. Homer, who was given the job of planning the food, which is really a genius idea, he's just inhaling everything. He's surrounded by the waiters, and he's just inhaling cocktail weenies, those little wonton thing, whatever they got,
charcuteries,
mozzarella sticks.
Yeah. Shout out to what was that place we used to go to? The Tavern.
Oh no, the Galley, dude.
Shout out to the Galley.
Hell yeah.
You kept us fed overnight. And we found out Selma, Sideshow Bob, he's a good influence so far on Selma because he has her quitting cigarettes, except after eating or watching MacGyver.
Yeah. I mean, you just come on. You can't just expect her to give it all up. And best of all, Steve, Patty, her sister, dying of jealousy. And that's just really why everybody that's what everybody wants to hear.
Their sibling being jealous, yeah.
Just complete jealousy. So she's on cloud nine. Wedding went off without a hitch. They're married. And as we're driving towards the honeymoon, you think everything's going well, but Sideshow Bob's starting to kind of say some shit where I'm like, is this guy Is he on the up and up, Steve?
Yeah, in the Simpsons, they can see this honeymoon virtually. I don't know how this was pulled off, especially in what 92, but we see that Sideshow Bob, he's requesting a fireplace and he's adamant that he has a room with a fireplace. He's even pimp smacking the bellboy. Yeah, we want a fireplace. I told you a fireplace.
Bitch slapping the hell. I mean, choking him, the whole thing, until he realized he's being taped. And so the Simpsons are watching this, whatever the technology is, and Bart and Lisa, being the little detectives they are, start being like, something's off here.
Yeah.
I
Antennas, yeah.
think Sideshow Bob might be about to off Selma. So cut back to the wedding suite, and it's time to consummate the marriage, Steve, which Selma's been really dying for, but Bob's like, I guess this has to happen.
You mind rubbing my feet? So he's rubbing on those corns. He's like, soon I will kill you. Huh? Son pie son boo. It's French for her feet smells lovely. Oh, prepare to be murdered. Huh? Pardez-moi, moldu. That's Sanskrit for your toes are like perfume. Ha 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 ha. Voya materi. What? That's Spanish for I'm going to kill you. Say what?
I also like to point out that when after they have sex, Selma's like, I think you knocked one of my fillings out, which that's just hilarious.
Oh, yeah.
That's what you want to hear, Steve.
Yeah. Girl.
That's truck stop 101 right there.
Is it in your stomach, girl? It's in your stomach? Yeah.
She liked the big long dick.
She only date entertainers and clowns and sidekick clowns, shit like that.
So cut back to the Simpsons after that disaster, and Patty shows up. She's rolling solo now, and she's lonely. She's lost her best buddy, and she wants to watch MacGyver. And I feel like Bart just pulls a MacGyver and is like, Bob's gonna kill Selma. Like he just throws it out there after he sees Patty.
She has 1 hour to live, and also we see that Sideshow Bob. He does something with her cigarettes. We don't know yet because part of Selma's pact. She said she's watching MacGyver and she's about to reach for her cigarettes. So yeah. Then we cut to the Simpsons and we cut back and we see Bob is poolside, sipping on a Mai Tai. And all of a sudden there's an explosion. And then after that, he goes into the room to the suite. He's like, yeah, she's dead. Yeah, I'm sorry about that, honey. And it sounds like a fake empathy, but he turns the chair around and it's Bart. And then Selma pops up and then Wiggum and his boys have him under arrest.
Yep. Foil. I would have gotten away with it if it wasn't for those damn kids, Steve. It's one of those situations. So Bob's going to jail. Case solved. Selma shaken, but not broken, Steve. But she's never going to let another man put her in danger.
I like how when Bart runs down how he got to this point, he's like, well, Sideshow Bob, we saw that he was desperate to get that fireplace. And I know on Selma, she lost her sense of taste and smell. So then I try to explain it to Homer, and he's going through all these different ways to explain it and try to drill the point. He's like, oh. And then he tells Marge one time, he's like, yeah, we got to head out of here. Dad, get to the car. Now he understands that.
Yeah. And so Bob, while he's being arrested, is like, but wait, if you knew this was going to happen, why did the room explode? Because the room exploded.
Yeah.
And Chief Wiggum's like, I can feel that. We were actually celebrating the win upstairs, smoking some stogies, and I accidentally threw the match into the room and exploded the whole floor. But I just love how Wiggum's like, I can feel that.
Yeah. And the last line of the episode is Sideshow Bob saying, this isn't the last you've seen of me. And he's right.
Nope. Thank God, too. Get Kelsey that check.
And that following year, 1993, Sidekicks premieres. A bullied teen who fantasizes about being Chuck Norris' sidekick trains in martial arts to fulfill his dreams. Directed by Aaron Norris, starring Beau Bridges, Mako, Jonathan Brandis, Julian Nixon Soul, Richard Mole, Joe Piscopo, and Chuck Norris.
Do you know there was a TV show as well, Steve?
Called Sidekicks?
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
Starring Ernie Reyes, and it predated the movie. They made the movie and actually made it with Chuck Norris. Chuck Norris had nothing to do with the original the TV show. But you know, of anything Jonathan Brandis or Chuck Norris did, Sidekicks, I should have loved this movie. I didn't dig it, man. I don't know.
I thought I did as a kid. Maybe I did as a kid, and I didn't realize how much of a hard on this kid has for Chuck Norris. Like, there are people like I'm a Uber fan of, but I don't daydream about him all the time. Like,
dude.
Like man, one day I'm gonna sit on Stone Cold's lap and I'm gonna stroke his goatee. Like, it's damn near, it's damn near that.
Yeah, I mean it's borderline, like, let's call the cops type fandom, where you're like, all right, dude, you've showed up to like 10 cons in a row. How many pictures you need, dude?
Even his classmates laugh at him because he's like waking up from a wet dream, a wet Chuck Norris dream. It's like, oh yeah, Chuck, oh yeah, it fits just right. And then he wakes up and like, oh shit,
one.
Look at you, it fits all right, Chuck.
Left, right, sidekick. Uh-huh. Yeah. But I mean, you know what, dude? Jonathan Brandis got to do a movie with the Chuck dog with CN, and I like that for him. But if I'm going Brandis, I'm going Ladybugs. I'm sorry. And if I'm going Chuck Norris, I'm going
Walker, Texas Ranger.
Oh yeah, it has to be that. I was gonna say that movie he did in Special Forces, or I forget what it was.
Delta Force.
Delta Force, yeah,
the first one.
Decent.
And I didn't realize how much of a tie this had to Houston, Texas. It was shot primarily in Texas, and this movie was actually a pet project of a local celebrity named Mattress Mac. Hey, I'm Mattress Mac. Come on in at 9 o'clock, and we'll give you a free fucking leather love seat. This guy, he is always spending big money in Houston, and he even makes these like asinine bets, these huge bets for his team, like Rockets, Astros, or Texans. And if you beat him, like the odd, like you win big.
Our deals are crazy. It's just like a mini mall.
Yeah, shout out to Mattress Mac, man. But in 1996, Face of Evil premieres on CBS. Darcy Palmer is a promising young artist. On the night before her wedding, she empties her fiance's bank account and runs to New York. Directed by Mary Lambert, starring Tracy Gold, Perry King, and Shawnee Smith.
I would rather watch, oddly enough, Single White Female than this, Steve. I feel like there's a lot of stuff kind of like it. Killer Lady, Psycho.
I feel like Carol Severs caught more bodies, though.
Yeah, for sure. But some funny stuff in this movie. One, there's a scene in this to show how psycho the main character is, where she's like feeding birds and a cat's about to eat the birds. And some little girl's like, hey, man, like, didn't you see that cat? And she's like, what do you think I was feeding? Yeah, that. And when she's making her move to New York, she goes to an airport just trying to, find a scam, finds this poor music student, I think.
She's about to start college. She's
just going off to college in New Hampshire or something. She follows this girl into a bathroom, murders her, and I think stuffs her into a suitcase that she checks onto a flight.
Man, now, mind you, this is a TV movie, so like you don't the bar I feel is kind of low, but considering that, I enjoyed it because I'm watching it. Keep in mind this aired on CBS in the
That's
'90s, so
yeah.
like that's impressive for CBS to me.
I was dying laughing watching it. I was high, so watch it. Take an edible and watch this because just the whatever it was the first 20 minutes where she pulls off that you're just want to stop it every 5 minutes. Like what? What? And then
Well,
she's it's 90s, so nobody knows what anybody looks like. So she shows up using that girl's ticket.
yeah,
Lucky enough, the chick who was going to be this chick's roommate shows up, and she's just like, "Yep, I'm here to be an artist or what,
yeah,
a musician or whatever." I mean, it works out great. So shout out to CBS for really not thinking too much about the plot. You know,
yeah. Well,
Steve. I kind of was into the main chick. I feel like
she,
you definitely would have liked that psycho dark energy white chick.
oh yeah.
Yeah.
I look at Tracy go completely different, and she wanted to have a change of pace. She didn't want to be remembered as just Carol Sievert, the oldest daughter on Growing Pains. And what a great attempt! She made her shot, man. So yeah, Tracy Gold, show me that smile again.
Push me
And
into a bathroom and kill me, and then stuff me into a bag and check it on the flight you're on. Isn't
okay,
she gonna get caught when they take the luggage out, Steve?
well, she got caught. And she ends with like a psycho laugh, like, "Yeah, I'm gonna keep doing this shit again."
It worked out perfectly. It was like it was supposed to happen. I'm sorry, but yeah, shout out, lady, whoever you are.
In 1999, Foolish premieres. Two brothers try to make it to the comedy business. Two brothers try to make it in the comedy business. The kid brother, Foolish / Eddie Griffin, does a lot of stand-up comedy. Directed by Dave Meyers, starring Master P and Eddie Griffin. Body, body.
Ah. um, I feel like this is No Limit Productions opus movie. This is actually the most highest quality movie they made.
Yeah.
And I kind of dug it because you get so much comedy in it. And there's a lot of stars in the movie too. Like they got a lot of good ass people in the movie. So, is it the best movie? It's coming from No Limit Productions. So but it's better than I Got the Hookup, Steve. One or two.
And the chicks are hot in it. And Frank Severo, he plays the owner of the club. We discussed him in Cop and a Half. Well, we didn't discuss him, but he was in Cop and a Half, and he's always the Italian. He's the guy from
Willow
Goodfellas he's
Yeah.
got the Brady perm. Hey, so shout out to him. He's always like the '90s mobster guy.
And Dice Clay's like the
Dice,
villain.
Dice Clay.
Hey, what do you think I'm gonna do over here?
If I stuck a piece of dynamite in your ass and blew it up, is that an accident?
And if you're a Better Call Saul fan or Breaking Bad, one of the henchmen is Mike Almentrout.
Yes,
That dude.
my favorite character in Breaking Bad. That's my guy right there.
He was in it, and he was like the stand-up dude in it that was like, "Hey man, chill out, dude. He didn't know that shit because Master P gets in it. He's like the kind of like shady. Crazy. I forget. I'm trying to think of a name of a movie, but Master P does okay. Eddie Griffin's playing himself.
Basically,
I mean, but the stand-up's great, and like having Andrew Dice Clay as the villain. I mean, I don't know. I dig it. I dig it, especially for a No Limit movie.
and the chicks were hot in it, but I like
exclamation point on that. Underline exclamation point.
and I skipped over 1996 because it's relevant to our intro. But also in 1996, Chino XL would release his debut album, "Here to Save You All," and this is a guy who is an example of all good rappers aren't successful. They can't be, because you could be a great rapper, but if you're not entertaining the entertainment business, the business aspect of it, i.e., making radio friendly jingles and things of that nature, So, and some rappers don't care about that. They just like, man, I just want to be a rapping an ass, spiritual miracle, Jericho, Hirical, and that's cool. I'm a fan of that. But the thing with the difference is between him and guys like Eminem. Eminem, he does a lot of that, but he knows how to make that single, that radio friendly single. Just like take, I don't know, Busta Rhymes, he can rap his ass off, but he knows how to make those hits.
Yeah.
And I feel like Chino XL, the album is full of bars, man. And the one that stands out to me, I heard it on my way to work. You can't see me like the Muppet Babies grandma. Like, oh, dude, you can't. Like, oh my God, dude, that is,
Especially as a 90s kid. Like, that's right. That's a bullseye.
you can't see me like the Muppet.
I mean, and he doesn't. Here's one thing I like remember him for. I think he was an actor too. I think he was in some movies, but I think the like championship belt thing I would give to Chino XL is he successfully got in a beef with Tupac and like didn't get his career completely flamed because of it.
Yeah, I mean, if anything, it brought him more attention because Pac called him out at the end of that what's the one?
That's why I fucked your bitch. Make money.
Damn it, I'm ashamed of myself for. Yeah.
West side. He says it at the end though. But yeah, he does call him out and says fuck him. But I guess from what I read and like saw doing research about him, he said that they squashed the beef before Pac got killed. So maybe they did, but he got in a beef with the dude and didn't get flamed completely.
But unfortunately, he took himself out the game about 2 years ago. Chino XL, he committed suicide, and unfortunately, I don't know if we'll ever find out what he was dealing with. But R.I.P. to that legend, man. In 1999. Also in 1999, Go premieres. The aftermath of a drug deal is told from 3 different points of view. Directed by Doug Liman, starring William Fichtner, Katie Holmes, Jay Moore, Sarah Polley, Scott Wolf, and Timothy Oliphant.
Good drug movie. I remember watching this. It's one of those movies where there's multiple storylines going on that sort of all come together at the end, and a lot of fun. I think it's more funny than anything, but there's better drug movies. There's better movies like this, but they pack a lot in an hour and a half. And I love Timothy Oliphant. This he got typecast as a scumbag drug dealer earlier on in his career, and he plays it well, Steve.
I didn't get to watch this, man, so I'm just letting you have at it, bro.
Well, Katie Holmes is in it, Toledo legend, and I don't know. It's one of those movies. There's like movies like Party Monster where it's just like about rave culture and stuff, and I don't know. There's some of the that I just don't dig, but this was, it's fun. We do get a Lenny Kravitz montage thing where they're using that song "My Mama Say," that song. So we were just talking about Lenny. He's featured in the soundtrack in the movie, and there's a lot of titties in this, Steve. So if you want to watch a good 90s titty flick, you're going to get that. And also Taye Diggs is really funny in this.
Well, of course, it'd be the one movie I don't have access to this week. Thank you, Daily Motion, for being punk ABs.
Yeah. Well, I actually bought it, Steve. I got a physical copy through all my thrift storing. So that was fun. I got to watch a DVD with my wife and experience that again. And yeah, man. Specifically Timothy Oliphant and Fichtner, that dude, hilarious. Everything else, it's just if you're into some ecstasy movies, check it out. You're gonna love it.
And also in 1999, Never Been Kissed premieres. A newspaper reporter enrolls in high school as part of research for a story. Directed by Raja Gosnell, starring Drew Barrymore, world champion David Arquette, Michael Varon, Jeremy Jordan, Molly Shannon, and John C. Reilly.
Yeah, I really just want to point out that there's a lot of crime going on in this movie that's cool because she is 25, So guess it's cool. Teachers perving out on her and whatnot. But here, so many better Drew Barrymore movies. But I do love seeing David Arquette in this. This movie never made sense to me. I had to watch it with multiple girls that I was trying to date. My wife loved it. I actually have a physical copy of this movie just because I wanted to buy and put numbers into my DVD collection. So we watched it via DVD. And yeah, I got to just say it's kind of creepy.
Very. Like when the teacher, he has a thing for Drew Barrymore thinking that she's a student, but then when he finds out she's an adult, now he's turned off. Like, what the well, you lied to me. That's what it's about. I liked you better. I thought you were honest as a student. Then I could like follow you and come over when your dad goes home or goes out. But like now you're an adult, but you lied to me.
And just the scene when they're on the Ferris wheel and he's like, guess I shouldn't be saying this because I'm your teacher. I'm like, yeah you shouldn't. Yeah. That's what the story you should have wrote, Drew Barrymore, as a journalist. Be like, why is this fucking teacher trying to peddle out on me?
Yeah, that would have been way more relevant than, oh, what about this bully culture in the high school? Bullies in these movies, man, they are so over the top. They're damn near felonious. Like, we have bullies in Perrysburg, punk ass Perrysburg High School, but damn, like the bullies in these movies, man, just like Cop and a Half, they just have foam coming out of their mouth. Like, we need to torment somebody. Get the one
Give
with
me
the
some dog food. Let's completely dominate this bitch. Who also the nerdy chick that they're picking on? Hot.
So little Helen Hunt Jr. Yeah. Yeah. Like, you can't
wearing a t-shirt dress, but she's hotter than two of the hot chicks. Katie or what's her name? Not Katie Holmes. The one. The one.
Oh, no. She's not hotter than Jessica Alba, though.
Jessica Alba, nope. That's what I'm saying. Jessica Alba's she should have been the ringleader, but she's gorgeous in this movie. That's pretty much the high point of the movie, Steve. Because the rest of it, I'm like, there's multiple crimes happening here. They're like, where are the adults? But it's the 90s. So, you know what? Little young Tail, apparently. It's like, dude, you can't have a teaching job anymore. Also, David Arquette's going into high school, acting as a high schooler, and he just gets a job afterwards as a coach for the high school. Like, hey, man, that was funny. Remember when you were just acting like a student? And then one other point, how easy is it in the 90s just to enroll in high school?
Yeah. Didn't somebody do that when we went to high school?
Maybe. Shit, I guess Billy Madison wasn't really treading new waters at all. It's just like, hey, I want to go to high school. How old are you? I'm 17.
Like, dude, actually, we did. We had an undercover. I don't know if you remember that. Our junior year, we had an undercover, and Ugly Jason was a part of that. I don't know, like, obviously he didn't get arrested, but he was buddies with this guy. Like, I totally remember this, man.
Buddies with the narc.
Of course. Not only is he ugly, he was really dumb, which, you know, that can make a person ugly. If you let's say you're physically attractive, but you're just really below, like, whatever, mentally, like, get the hell away from me. Probably eat chalk. But any callbacks for this week, Matt?
Yeah, just real quick. We watched it. I didn't have internet for one day and it was hell, but I do have a physical DVD collection. So it didn't happen in the 90s, Steve. It happened in the 2000s. But shout out to people making remakes. The Shaft movie that they made in 2000 with Samuel L. Jackson, directed by John Singleton, two 90s legends. That's how you make a vitalization of a movie. It's fantastic. It's very 90s, even though it's not in the 90s. And loved it. So did it happen in the 90s, Steve? No, but I'm just saying that because they're bringing back all of our 90s stuff. And if you want a little lesson on how to make it correctly, watch that. Don't trash our shit and make bad versions of 90s cool stuff because it pisses me and Steve off.
It even pisses me off more when you do this stuff and you also shit on the 90s. It's like, yeah, did you see this came out yesterday? But the 90s, we're over the 90s. That shit is so antiquated. But Well, but you like this. Like, watch the original and tell me this is better than the original.
Yeah, just that's what I'm saying. Make some quality. I don't mind if you make a quality redo. If it's good, cool. You're not shitting all over the thing that we love. So that's it, Steve. That's my little soapbox statement for the evening.
3 things. So, 1994, SNL is airing the episode with Dwight Yoakam as musical guest and hosted by Kelsey Grammer. This was his first hosting stint on SNL. And the main thing that always stood out to me was this like commercial or promo where Kelsey Grammer, he's like this country guy, and they show him and his family, and they're just sniffing dog asses. It's random. Like, they're just I don't remember the full premise, but they're just continuously sniffing dog asses to the point where Kelsey Grammer, he just breaks character throughout the whole skit. It was great. But in 1996, Moesha's airing Niece, and the niece is played by Laura Winslow, Kelly Williams, and she's the niece of Dee, the stepmom. So she's in there looking fine. Never take that away from Kelly Williams. And more importantly to me, Deion Sanders makes a cameo. He's supposed to be, he's supposed to be taking Andell, the owner of the cafe. He's supposed to be taking her out on the date. And it's just like, man, shout out to Andell, but like, it's Deion Sanders. I've seen his actual women. But hey, man, RIP to that legend. In 97, Smart Guy is airing The Code. And the opening skit is funny because Mo is smoking a cigarette. And Mark is asking, man, when'd you start smoking cigarettes? This morning. And just that the look he had on his face, man. You know how Omar is, man.
Hell yeah.
This morning. But
that was a good physical Omar. That was a good Omar Gooding.
It just, man, you need to watch that. Just the first couple minutes, man. This morning. But please like, share, subscribe, and comment. Please tell your sister she cannot see me like the Muppet Baby's grandma. Check out Food Show Fanatics as well as Crushgasm every Wednesday. Our guy Clark the Shark on Podcastle and Wrestling with Ronzilla on TikTok. This is Steve G and Matt G with Happening in the 90s.
Happening in the 90s, Steve.
Yeah, she liked big long dicks.
Fame, ain't it?